welcome to AZ Replay. It is Week 10. We are here in the AZ Central Studios. Richard Morin here alongside Brian Snyder in the pit down there.
There we
Brian,
go.
say hi to the good people.
Hello, Richard.
How you
And
doing?
everyone.
How's it going tonight?
Boy, it's been a night, huh?
Yeah.
Got a lot going on tonight.
Oh, we barely made the show on time. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, it's
Under
10:30.
the wire.
We're started. We're here.
That's it, 10:30.
This
We're
is
ready
great.
to give you
all
guys...
the scores are in, too, by the way.
That's right. Yeah, we're ready to give you guys all the scores and all the highlights around Week 10, a very important week around Arizona high school football. Brian, do you want to give them a list of the games we were covering this week?
Oh, but first we have to play the game that America's been clamoring for.
Absolutely.
I'll let you start it, Richard.
All right. Bryce, you're right here with me. Ready? Where in the world is Matt Wilhelm? Of course.
Oh, look where he's at today, everybody.
No, Space Mountain.
Look at him go.
Oh, shots fired. Oh, man. This is the...
Matt enjoying. He's a huge Disney fan.
That's
As you can tell, look at him hang on for dear life.
So this is the first time I'm seeing this photo, and I'm trying to hold it together, and I just can't. Oh, man, that's just
There
too
you
much.
are, right there. You can look up at him.
Oh,
Look up at him in
man.
the corner there. Look at him go. He's a speed racer.
Oh, man.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you guys, of course, the OG listeners of this show will remember our assistant down there in the pet, Matt Wilhelm. You're missed, buddy, but clearly we're keeping you a part of the show. You're always in spirit with us here on AZ Replay, guys. Thanks for tuning in with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on AZ Central. You guys can see the games that we were covering right now. Pinnacle and Chaparral. That was our game of the week this week. We were also at Campo Verde, Williams Field, Hamilton, Perry, Queen Creek, Highland, Westfield, La Jolla, Ironwood, Sunny Slope, Deniza, and Mesquite, Seton and Saguaro, Phoenix Christian, AZ Lutheran, and Carl Hayden and South Mountain, of course. Always at South Mountain.
Oh, love the South Mountain games.
Absolutely. No, good stuff. We had some great matchups this week, and a lot of matchups that had a lot to do with the AIA Open Division rankings. We have the latest rankings as of October 22nd. You guys can see that on your screen right now. Chandler sitting pretty at 8-0. We have Tucson South Point Catholic at 7-0, followed by a slew of 7-1 teams in Centennial, Pinnacle, Saguaro, Horizon, Hamilton, and Higley jumping up from the bottom of that list. And they are now in playoff position, entering play tonight at 6-2. That's a big leap, Ryan.
That's a really big leap.
Yep.
And there's a couple of teams that we're also covering tonight. Perry and Scottsdale Chaparral that are 14 and 15 that are trying to make that jump up.
Big game. It's a huge game with so many implications. Chubba Purdy, and then of course we had the game of the week, which we're gonna jump right into.
Let's
Our
do
man
it.
Richard Obert was out there. I mean, we're talking Ohio State versus Michigan here, Brian. This is Jack Miller and J.D. Johnson.
Richard loved that matchup, the Big Ten, the rivalry before the rivalry game. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we had some great highlights that Obert gave us. Let's get right into it here. This first one, Jack Miller and Tommy Christakos, who is Cal-bound, by the way. These two were back together again for the first time in quite a few weeks. They are a dynamic duo, as we will see here, the Firebirds. Oh, best duo connecting on a touchdown there early on in this game, but that is...
Can we see that one again?
Yeah,
Show
absolutely.
the quarterback. Watch the quarterback as he catches it. His exclamation point.
Watch Jack's reaction right here, number one.
Really nice pass.
He knows he's got his boy right here, and check out. Oh, we're losing it now. That's just what happened.
Is that Obert signal? He didn't quite make it on the old timeline there.
Oh, but we got plenty more Jack Miller here. This is going to put Chaptown up 14-7 in the first half. Let's take a look at this one. Jack rolling out. Finds his man in the end zone. Threads the needle there. Taking another look here at AZ Replay. Ohio State. I think the Buckeyes are doing a good one, Brian, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. This is, considering his arm strength and the way he's mobile, it's perfect.
And how about this turnover? The Pioneers not going quietly in this one. Pinnacle comes up with a big turnover here in this one. A completed pass from Miller, but coughs it up right on the sideline, and a Pioneer defender jumps all over that one. So Pinnacle trying to regain some momentum in this game, but fireworks going off in the background, and there were fireworks on the field because it was all Jack Miller in this one. Like that transition, Brian, like that.
Look at those fireworks going off,
Look
and
at
the
that,
fireworks in the sky!
Right there. Woo! Let's take another look at that one here on AZ Replay. Jack Miller with a deep pass
What a setting that is with the fireworks going off right there.
Yeah, I wonder what was going on there. But
I love what Obert says. It's Miller time again.
It's Miller time again. So Chaparral going up 28-7. Brian, want to give us a score there before we get to Obert's recap?
Boom.
Man, that is you have a game of the week. That's what you want. You want a close game like that. The Firebirds, and they're partying in Chaptown tonight, 28-21 over Pinnacle. That is such a huge win.
Pinnacle was number 4.
Yep.
And Chaparral was 15.
15, right.
Oh, wow. Wait till these new rankings come out on Tuesday. This is going to be one of the things to watch.
That's a huge game. And what a time, right? Let's just talk about this game of the week for a second. But what a time to get your team healthy again. I mean, Obert wrote about this. He previewed this game, talked about how Chaparral finally got a lot of their key players back to this game, back at the right time. You have the Miller and Christakos connection, the D1 connection. I mean, these guys were money last year. They've been money with the Firebirds since they've been together, and what a time to get your team back together because you needed this win over Pinnacle, man.
And Pinnacle, really, their only loss was that early game out of state.
Yep. And
they had been on a roll. I mean, they lost their first game, and they've been rolling, and Chaparral came ready tonight.
Yep.
And 28-21, incredible. I really am interested in what Richard has to say to wrap this up because he was there.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at what Richard Obert had to say. We have his post-game recap from the Obert Mobile. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
What a difference a healthy Chaparral football team makes. With Jack Miller throwing darts to Tommy Christakos all night long, and Chaparral's defense playing lights out, led by linebacker Christian Bauer, they pulled off the upset of the season, beating Pinnacle 28-21. They were all over J.D. Johnson, quarterback J.D. Johnson, most of the night, swarming him, pressuring him, making him run out of the pocket, making him uncomfortable. Johnson did make a nice effort late in the game to get the team back, but it was a little bit too little, too late, and Chaparral pulls off the win, and now they're part of the Open Division discussion. Reporting from Chaparral High School, Richard Obert, Arizona Republic.
Nice job,
so
Richard.
That's
Love
Obert's,
that.
That's Obert's takeaways right there, Brian. I mean, like I said, this was a crazy game, but it wasn't the only top 15 game we were at. We had Dana Scott out for number 7 Hamilton and number 14 Perry. Another huge game with huge with Let's take a look at some of the highlights that Dana had for us. Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
With a
decided he's going to Colorado, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And check out this catch right here. Goes up and makes the catch. I mean, he kind of like gets out of focus here a little bit, but take another look here. Look at that.
Oh, nice freeze.
Look at the ups right there. Brendan Rice coming down with a touchdown. He has been one of the Huskies' best players since he's been over at Hamilton. And guess what? We have more Brendan Rice. Catches the screen pass, fakes out a defender, and beats everyone to the end zone while going airborne over the pylon. You already know we're running that one.
That's a hashtag AC replay.
Look at this. Goes airborne. Woo! And no Puma is going to catch Brendan Rice on that one. And Hamilton going up 49-17 after that one. Brian, can we get a score?
That was it.
49-17. That was the final. Hamilton
49-17.
Brian, this really was Perry's one. This was their last chance to get into the Open Division ranking. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you consider they were 5-3, but they were still ranked 14th, their strength of schedule was crazy. As I put myself in the bottom right-hand corner there. This was their chance to really move up. But
if they wanted to jump into the top 8, they needed this win over Hamilton. But clearly the big playmakers, Brendan Rice and company, just not letting that happen. Well, let's get Dana's takeaways. Let's see what Dana had to say after this game, and let's see what our man on the ground. Let's see what his takeaways were.
Final score here at Perry. They got blown out by Hamilton, 49-17, and the player of the game was Brendan Rice. He had 126 receiving yards on 9 receptions, including 3 touchdowns. The last one he had was just amazing. He flew through 3rd and goal into the corner, and Chubba Purdy, he struggled this game. He had 228 passing yards, but for 44 attempts, he only had completed 25. So Tough game for him tonight, and his best passing play was a 65-yarder in the second quarter. Actually, sorry, it was the first quarter, start of the game. And Perry falls to 5-4. Hamilton moves on to 8-1 in the season. They face Chandler next week, and Perry faces Basha. Perry struggling to get into the Open Division playoffs. They had 14, 15 points coming into this game. They needed this win, and they didn't get it. So it's against Chandler next week. Hamilton has the biggest game of the year, 6A Premier Region. Those are the top two teams that are pretty much going to go head-to-head and going to give us the game of the year before the playoffs, brackets come out on November 2nd. So, signing off, Dana Scott, AZ Central Sports. Take it away, Rick.
Brian, you made a face over there.
He called it the game of the year.
I don't have a plug in my ear. We're not quite at that status yet on this show, but Brian, tell me what you heard there.
He called it the game of the year next week with Hamilton taking on Chandler. Hamilton and Chandler. I mean, it's almost got to be the game of the week. That's number 7 versus
game,
number
absolutely.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dana's right on the money there.
I think he talked also about how Hamilton just came out and just was very consistent.
Yep.
Rice had 126 yards receiving for 3 touchdowns as well, and only 9 receptions. Yeah, I mean, that's very impressive.
Making him count, absolutely. Yeah. That's good stuff. Well, I think Dana's right on the money there, that Chandler-Hamilton game. Guys, we have one more week left of AZ Replay as teams try to make their push for the playoffs. So if you're out there or if you just want to join the conversation, want to hashtag AZ Replay, we're going to be live here next Friday at 10:30 p.m. on AZ Central Sports, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can check all our channels. We want you guys here because it's going to be the biggest show of the year as we see how the playoff seeding is going to turn out, basically. So if you guys want to just join the conversation, we're hashtag AZ Replay. We're at AZ Replay on Twitter. We want you guys to turn up pretty hard for that last show, Brian, right?
Absolutely. And as we move on to other scores, we've got this score right here.
Absolutely. Another big game. Williams Field, 35-13 over Campo Verde. These were two very well-positioned teams, but Williams Field putting them in some pretty good position here.
Second loss in a row for Campo Verde. You know, now they're playing these tough teams within their region and having to go on the road. This Williams Field team is tough.
Well, and they were in those rankings, Brian. They were kind of they were peeking their eyes over, trying to look at those top 8 teams.
They're still number 12 entering tonight.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, it's just not probably in the cards for them. But
this was a tough loss
in
for
their
Campo
conference. Verde. They will go far in the conference playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, we had Williams Field coach Steve Campbell standing by after this game. Our reporter Damian Adams hooking us up with a post-game interview. Let's take a look and see what the winning coach had to say.
Has a 7-game winning streak in this high school kids. How do you make sure that they don't get too high or too low?
It's just really focus on ourselves every single week, no matter what the game is, who we're playing. They just buy into I just do my job, and but that is the team that we're playing, and our goal is to become a better football team every single week, and just focusing on that, and none of the other stuff, outside stuff matters. You can't control the outside stuff, so control what you can control, and go from there.
All right, thanks, Damian, for grabbing that post-game interview for us. Like I said, that's a big win for Williams Field. That's a tough loss for Campo Verde.
Yeah, and in the soundbite there, that's Williams Field's 7th win in a row. So they start out 0-2. Yep. They've won 7 in a row. They're on a roll. I mean, this is the time of the year, to be healthy and to have the momentum in your favor. You want to play your best
football right at this time of the year. Let's take a look at some other scores around the league, Brian, if we have them.
I
do.
Other
games. We weren't at these games, but we were keeping our eye on Greenway and Tempe. A 13-6 win for Greenway. Horizon rolls to a big 49-0 win over Paradise Valley. Mesa 42-21 over Red Mountain. Red Mountain needed this game. They needed that game to kind of stay. They were on the outside looking into this top 16 this top 16 ranking.
That's a huge upset tonight.
Huge upset, but the Jackrabbits were able to get the job done at home, and Chandler, no problem for them, 49-0 over Tucson. Just business as usual for the Wolves.
We're just reporting the score. I mean, it's
business
another
as
shutout,
usual for the Wolves, man.
Yeah,
that's how they roll. That's how they roll. But was not business as usual for Westview and La Jolla. We sent a reporter down to that game. It was our man Evaristo Montoya. He got us some great highlights from this game. Let's take a look here. I love this one. Nico Vasco, a QB sneak. And this was one of my favorite highlights tonight. Let's take a look here. Fakes you out, and there he goes. It's a red zone position, but I love it. I mean, totally fakes out the defense. Everyone bites on the running back going for the draw, and the QB takes that one to the outside. Let's take a look at that one more time. Love this highlight. Textbook,
yeah.
Textbook right there. Textbook
Very
offense.
nice.
I love that one. All right, Brian, let's grab a score on that one before we get to Evaristo's post-game.
Some history made tonight, too, by the way. Bingo.
41-21 La Jolla, the big win.
First time La Jolla's ever beaten Westview.
How about that?
How about that, indeed?
Wow.
I mean, really, really nice win for La Jolla. Do you know? I don't know. The mascot.
You stumped me.
Oh, I really don't know it. Is it Cougars? Is it no?
I can't.
All right, I'll figure that one.
Well, maybe Evaristo mentions them in his post-game breakdown. Let's take a look
Good
and see
call.
what our
Here it
man
comes.
had to say recapping this game.
What's up, everybody? Evaristo Montoya, AZ Central Sports. I was at a La Jolla Community High School today covering their game against Westview. La Jolla impressed, scored 41 points. Miguel Valdivinos threw for 3 touchdowns, and Alfred Jordan had a total of 4 touchdowns. They got down early in the game, but after they got down, they just couldn't be stopped on offense. It was senior night, and the 2 seniors performed.
All right, thanks, Evaristo.
Senior night.
Our man Chris Cole chiming in, letting us know that's the Fighting Lobos of La Jolla.
Fighting Lobos.
So there you go.
Great win.
Absolutely. Huge win for La Jolla. Again, history made as we show you. And I tell you what, Brian, history being made and always being made down at South Mountain High School, where the entire AZ Central video team is producing the documentary series Beyond the Gridiron, the Mountain. Episode 5 just came out on the AZ Central YouTube pages, guys. If you haven't seen this documentary series, it is an absolute game changer, a fantastic series. Episode 5, a worthy follow-up to what I felt like were the 2 best episodes of the season in episodes 3 and 4. Episode 5 recapping, of course, what happened last week. Shots fired outside the stadium at Betty Fairfax for South Mountain's game against their crosstown rival last week. They did an amazing job of capturing that moment and all the emotion that was surrounding the program at that moment. I thought it was a chills-inducing episode, Brian.
And this little snippet here
Yep.
of episode 5 does the exact same thinking.
Absolutely.
Here it is.
Let's get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's keep grinding. You're all right. Let's go. You good? Let's go.
He played behind Steve Smith.
That's central. Stop playing. It's behind the stadium. It's behind the stadium. Yes, it's behind the stadium.
CIA is going to have to reschedule. We'll have to reschedule somehow.
Nah, man. Let's play, please.
So I think we're safe to play.
We back on. Let's go. The game almost was called. Finish the game. Let's go! First time in history, your legacy is cemented. So when they mention this South team, what they're going to say is that was the first team to beat Fairfax. This is the first team in a decade that has a chance to have a region championship. Everybody in here believed. And everybody here keeps believing. 2 more to go. 2 more to go. Let's go.
Awesome stuff from our crew over at AZ Central working on that documentary series. That's Beyond the Gridiron. You're going to catch that on our AZ Central and AZ Central Sports YouTube pages. It's an absolute can't miss, Brian.
Just that 2.5 minutes is enough just to send chills.
Oh my God!
Up the back.
Absolutely.
I mean, the talent on this team and the stories that are woven within
and the
it.
backstory, the tradition
so
of the program and the neighborhood. I mean, it's moving. It's moving.
It's really well done.
Absolutely. All right, well, moving on here on the show, we're going to get you highlights from South Mountain's game tonight against Carl Hayden. Let's go to the laptop and let's see what we had going on here. This was my personal favorite. Devontae Ingram, you've seen him featured heavily throughout the series. He had a big, big night tonight. Here is a great rush from Devontae Ingram. South Mountain rocking the red jerseys tonight.
Ooh, and the powder blue
Switching
pants.
it up a little bit. Devontae Ingram, a big, look at this fake here, reverse. He almost goes down right here. And look, here he is again. And Brian, I know you're going to have to see that one again, aren't you?
I am. He goes left and then he cuts back, right?
It took me a couple times. It took me a couple times. So you can see Devontae Ingram is right here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, right here. He almost gets tackled in the backfield here, and then he's going to come back around.
Wow.
And into the end. So let's we'll go one more time on this one. Here Ingram takes the pitch, almost goes down in the backfield, almost goes down again, breaks the tackle, reverses right.
Oh, the talent.
And goes in for the touchdown.
He's a heck of a dancer, too, by the way. If you follow him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
The crew had some great shots of him dancing, which was incredible.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, you want to get us a quick score before we get to the coaches after the game? South Mountain, they're on fire. They're on fire right now. The Jaguars are 64-28, taking care of business against Carl Hayden.
And one game to go.
One game
to go. Another winnable game against Central next week. But
yeah, and I know the algorithmic odds are against them in terms of a playoff berth, but they're still alive. There's still a chance.
Right.
As long as all they can do is control what they can control, take care of their own business, right?
Just winning the region is huge. Huge. For this team, and they talk about that in that episode.
Absolutely.
As well.
The win over Fairfax and everything like that. Well, let's see what Mark and Marcus Carter, the twin head coaches, had to say after the win.
It was a pretty dominating performance. How would you guys put it into words?
Just locked in. I told him at halftime, it seems as though we're getting better every single game, and that's the whole goal of what we're trying to do here, is trying to get better every single game, every single rep. So we did something tonight that we haven't done all season. We blocked the punt, and we ran it in for a touchdown. Shout out to our special teams coach, Brian Stewart and Muhammad. And, we just came out, we're doing some things, and, just to get prepared for the inevitable. Maybe we get in the playoffs, and maybe, we get an opportunity. So, we're just testing our will and testing our strategies and stuff like that, and just to see what we can do. But the boys are locked in. Our 3 F's is faith, focus, and fun, and that's what we do.
So obviously tonight being senior night, how important is it to you guys to have a win on a tonight like tonight? You guys are about to have the senior walk. How important is it for you guys to get your seniors a win?
It's so important, man, because this is our first class. These are guys we've had since they were freshmen, and for them to endure, the growing pains of going 1-10, then going 5-5, then having a heartbreak and ending up at 6-4, and for them to be able to come out and have a dominating performance in front of their family, in front of their community, in front of their classmates, it's just so gratifying as a coach. This is why I know I can speak for both of us to say this is why we coach and this is why we do the things we do, and they know that we love them, and everybody's gonna give us the credit, but at the same time we always tell them it's about them. This does not happen without them, and about their faith and faith in us and faith in each other. And so it's just a blessing. All glory to God for blessing us with this opportunity and having these young men.
Special teams doing its thing for the Jaguars tonight, Brian.
You love to hear that, and this is a full team effort as they block the punt and return it for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Good for them. Okay.
Good stuff. All right, well, let's get to some of the other scores, some of the other games that we were at. We had Anthony Perez over at Queen Creek and Highland. Shout out Matt Wilhelm over there, Highland Hall of Famer. 38-3, big win over the Bulldogs.
He would say something, but Space Mountain is way too fast. For me. We can't record his voice as he's screaming that high.
Sorry, the Skype call failed.
Nice win.
Weren't able to get him in there
tonight there. Okay.
All right. Well, we had some other games. We had our man Brad out at Marcos, Deniza, and in Mesquite. But before we get to the score of that one, guys, want to remind you this is our penultimate show of our first season of AZ Replay. We appreciate you every time you guys tune in, but we want you guys to go hard for that last year. You're going to hashtag AZ Replay at every game you were at. But let's show you the score here. Marcos, Deniza, not able to get over the hump that was Mesquite. They doubled them up 28-14, Brian.
Yep. I don't know what else to say about that, but that's a nice, really an expected win for Mesquite.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's get right on. We had Seton and Saguaro up next. The SaberCats were looking for a big victory in this one. This is a team that in 4A, they're always top contenders, Brian. The Saguaro SaberCats moved to 8-1 on the season. They were number 5 on the AIA Open 8 ranking, 66-0 over Seton Catholic.
And you figure they probably solidified that spot a little bit more tonight.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty safe bet. All right, well, we're going to get you guys that next score here, but obviously we're going to be looking at that AIA Open 8 ranking. I mean, we talked about some of the teams we think are going to move up. We talked about, big games for teams like Higley this week, big games for teams like Campo this week. I mean, so many teams with their fates up in the air, Brian. And we talk, Saguaro, like we said, it's big for these teams. They want to stay in their position. You have to take care of business against maybe the not as competitive teams.
And the one thing that we've got in these scores that we've got coming up now is it's region play. And how well are these teams positioning themselves at the top of the region and to be able to make the top 16 in their conference to make the playoffs. And Sunny Slope does it tonight.
Yep, see the Vikings 43-14. That was the second to last game that we had our friends out. We had Danny Shapiro out at Phoenix Christian and AZ Lutheran. And it was the Man Freeman show. Once again, Brian, the Man Freeman show.
And we're
going to show
heard
you
his name in a while. It's nice to hear
Brian's
that.
going to pull up that score for you. But first, while he does it, I want to show you Man Freeman doing his thing. You've heard his name on the show before. And here he goes. The unstoppable force waltzing in for the touchdown on the far side, Brian. Let's see that score. Let's see if Phoenix Christian was able to carry that momentum. They were 55-13, 8-1 on the season for Phoenix Christian. Not bad.
He trotted in. I don't know.
He did?
He did. He glided right into the end zone there.
Absolutely. Well, that wasn't the Brian, do you want to show them the other scores that we were watching tonight?
I would love to.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, obviously, a lot of teams, whether or not teams are vying for that Open 8 ranking, teams are still battling for region play. There's still so much to play for, even for these teams that aren't involved in the Open Division battles. There's so much at stake for these teams. Round Valley, 27-6 over Thatcher.
Big upset tonight. Round Valley over Thatcher. Thatcher last year beat them for the state championship. I think it was a 2A.
Yep.
2A state championship. Round Valley now giving them a little taste of their own medicine as they're battling region play. Oh, your prospectors. Your prospectors went down tonight.
Yep. Close game, though, 50-42. They can't get over Glendale. Cesar Chavez, the champions, rolling 58-0 over Trevor Brown, and Cactus 53-14 over Coconino.
All of those region games, implications between the 1 and 2 teams.
But Brian, before we let these guys go, I know you're pulling it up right now, but we've talked so much tonight about teams vying for playoff position. Well, guess what? There's already playoff football going on around Arizona. It's the 1A playoffs, the first round. Arete Prep 34-22 over Anthem Prep. Hayden 48-6 over St. David. Fort Thomas 26-6 over Duncan. And Magala.
Mogian.
Oh.
Yeah, we concentrated so hard.
You did. You guys don't even know. We spent so much time before the show trying to get Arete Prep correct.
Well, and Mogian, I will say it, the Mogian Rim, it's up there. I don't know actually where Mogian High School is, but it's up there. So, but it's Mogian, 58-14, and the only one upset, Fort Thomas, beating Duncan.
I'm mortified over that one, Brian. Why did we spend so much time on Arete Prep and not enough time?
I thought you just knew that one.
You
Okay.
assumed. You assumed
I know.
wrong.
I apologize.
We're in the second to last episode, and we're still,
We're still learning each other.
Season 2, man.
Yeah.
Season 2 is going to be, it's like watching The Office, right? Season 1, season 1's got its, you're feeling yourself out. You're still trying to figure out your identity, and then they hit season 2 and season 3, right? And they found their rhythm. That's going to be AZ Replay. Absolutely.
It will indeed, and they can find AZ Replay all over, on Facebook, Twitter, at AZ Replay, hashtag AZ Replay. Bring everything in. You can find us on Facebook, AZC Sports. The replay of this is right there.
Absolutely. Hey, Brian, do you want to do the sign-off for this episode?
I don't. You've got it.
No, come on, give it to us.
Because I got to play the close and everything else.
Come on,
I'll certainly join you. There you are. Hello.
Come on, you've earned it. Let's go. Come on.
No.
Give us something good.
All right. It's been a great week 10. A lot to come in week 11, especially as we get ready for the last open, or the second to last open ratings.
That's right.
Coming out. And a huge game of the year next year.
Game of the year.
Next week. What is it? Chandler and Hamilton. Next week. There it is. You can look at all for it right here on AZ Replay.
All right, guys. That's Brian. For Brian, I am Richard, and we're going to see you guys later. Mogalot!